You'll never discover new horizons unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Dear Form 5 students, here you are at the threshold of your English language Paper 2 examination. As promised, we'll have an overview of the whole syllabus, and I'm going to give you a few tips so that you may level up your English language. This paper 2, of 1 hour and 45 minutes, consists of 2 sections, that is, 2 passages. The first one, reading for ideas, that is, factual passage, 25 marks. The second passage, reading for meaning, that is, narrative passage, 25 marks. Both passages are of 700 words each, and you need to answer all the questions and on the question paper itself. You are advised to devote 1 hour for the first passage, that is the factual one, and 45 minutes for the second passage, that is the narrative one. Now let's go deeper into the first part, that is the first passage, the factual one. This passage is always divided into 2 parts. I'm not saying the questions are divided into 2 parts, but the passage is divided into 2 parts. You may get similarities and differences. Therefore, in the same passage, you may get this, or you may get causes and effects, you may get advantages and disadvantages, you may get problems and consequences, you may get problems and solutions, or causes and consequences. Therefore, you may get any of these. A few titles which we got in recent past papers: railways, cinema, glass, palm oil, fishing, chocolate, cars, the internet, shopping, and so on. These were the titles of this first passage, the factual one. For this passage, your task, that is the questions, are divided into 3 parts. Number 1A, you're going to peruse the passage and take out main points. Here, there is no need to write in your own word. 1 main point equal to 1 mark. Therefore, you are given 12 marks for this section. 1A, you get your main points, you get 12 marks. Therefore, you need a maximum of 6 main points for the first part, and then 6 main points for the second part. The second part, 1B, you take the main points you've got, you write a summary of about 150 to 180 words. Here, you need to write in your own words. There's no way out. And you get 10 marks for relevance and coherence. In the third part, you've got to identify example of a function in the text. That is, you will be asked to give advice, opinion, warning, or criticism. Therefore, these 4. And here, you are going to get 3 marks. Let's look at the tips. First tip, read your summary question carefully. Most of the time, you're given to get your main points from the whole passage. Still, Really, you may be asked to get your material from such and such paragraphs. Therefore, be careful. Second tip, underline your main points in the passage itself. Then write it down in your questionnaire in bullet points. Understand that you're given space in your questionnaire, therefore for first part and then for second part. Therefore for first part, the first main point is already given. You just need to write down a maximum of 6 main points. Second part also, the first main point is given, you need to find out a maximum of 6 main points. There is no need to write in your own word here. When you write down your main points, write it in bullet form. 30. Your main point should not contain any examples or detail. Fourth tip, now that you're satisfied with your main points written in your questionnaire, you discard your passage. You don't look back at your passage when you're going to write your summary. And write your summary in your own words in one paragraph. It should be relevant, well organized, and easy to follow. Use linking words such as however, nevertheless, moreover, hence, and so on. Avoid using too many and. Here you get 10 marks. Fifth tips, the last one for the first passage. Don't miss out the 3 marks for the third part. Know the difference between opinion, advice, criticism, and warning. Now let's look at the second passage. The narrative one, reading for meaning, 25 marks. Here, as I've told you, you devote 45 minutes for this one. This passage is usually an extract from the life of someone or, very often, an animal. There are going to be 3 types of questions in this passage. The first one, the usual questions, 16 marks. Second part, you're going to get your vocabulary question. There are going to be 5 difficult words which you'll need to find the meaning, of course, according to the passage. And here it is in multiple choice style. The third part is going to be on finding the meaning and effect, that is the writer's craft. And here you get 4 marks. First tip, read your passage twice. No more, no less. The first time you read your passage, you go through the questions. The second time you read your passage, you start tackling, answering your questions. Second tip, if you don't know the answer to a question, leave it. Don't waste your time. And then come back later. Third tip, for all words question, it should be in 2 parts because you get 2 marks. For the last question, I know you're going to get difficulties. Many of you are going to get difficulties with the writer's craft, that is the effect part. But at least answer the meaning part. Fifth tip, don't leave any question unanswered. It may be for the first passage or the second one. Don't leave any blank line. Answer all your questions. Dear Form 5 students, I hope these few tips and overview of this syllabus will take you from a pass to a credit or a credit to a distinction. Best of luck. Never stop learning. Yes, never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel You Talk and share a maximum on social media.